Welcome back to Pulse of the Port. Every year, nearly 5,000 vessels call at the Port of Long Beach. And while they're at berth, crews get to do a little shopping, but they don't get to hit the local supermarket. They rely on ship chandlers like Harbor Ship Supply.
Imagine spending weeks or months at sea. How much food would you carry? What about cleaning supplies and other personal products? For crews aboard large shipping vessels, the comforts of home are often thousands of miles away. But when they call at the Port of Long Beach, a company 4 generations strong ensures they have what they need.
A ship chandler is basically a procurement company for the ships. A lot of the ships are owned and operated by companies overseas. They send us a request for quote. We have to find the items for them.
This is Harbor Ship Supply. For the last 80 years, they've stocked, located, assembled, and delivered just about every product imaginable to vessel crews from around the world, knowing that nothing can be back-ordered or delivered late.
Because we deal with so many different nationalities on the ships, we supply everything. There are some food items that you couldn't even imagine putting on your table, but we have to find them. Sometimes you get asked for pork lungs or brains, or it's like, oh. We have a whole fleet of trucks and a whole bunch of people out in the warehouse that put pallets together, just like the ones that you see behind me. They get an order, they go line by line and put everything into boxes and onto pallets. We can deliver anywhere from 4 to 15 or more pallets to every ship that we go to. This is our deck and engine and cabin department, where we store our cleaning supplies that we supply to the ships. We also do paper towels and toilet paper and laundry detergent. In the next room back there, we have a lot of tools. All the ships need everything from nuts and bolts to tools to dishes, pots and pans, and all those kind of things. Tablecloths, anything you could imagine. So this is our walk-in cooler. We do a lot of cheese, dairy, eggs, fresh fruits and vegetables. We have a produce company delivered to us every day for the ships. So we have to keep everything in the cooler so that it can stay fresh until we get it out to the ship. This is one of our freezers. The ground is very slippery. It's very cold in here. If you look, you could probably almost see little snowflakes coming down. But we have a lot of meat, beef, pork, lamb, whole lambs that we supply to the ships. So we have to keep it all sub-zero, and that's what we do.
Today, Harbor Ship Supply serves 4 ports on the West Coast and thrives to this day thanks to years of dedicated service to the maritime industry.
It's not the simplest job, but it is a very gratifying job, and the guys always make fun of me because I walk around the office singing about how I love my job.
We're inside Badger Bridge Switching Station, operated by PHL. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, they coordinate all the train traffic along 60 miles of track within the port complex. Now, Marlon, tell us a little bit about the system. There are a lot of buttons, lights, and switches in here. How does it all work?
What we use is a centralized traffic control for our main tracks, and from a remote location, which will be here, we can control the track signals and the track switches and get our job done.
So what is the operator seeing on this computer screen?
What he's looking at is a representation of the track layout in the field. If you take a look at the screen, you'll see green and red indications, and the red represents train on the track, and the green represents a signal to occupy the track.
Is the operator in constant communication with the drivers of the locomotives?
He's in constant communication with the train crew, and that will be either the locomotive engineer or the conductor on the job, yes. Safety is job number 1. We need to make sure everybody end up going home each shift. And so this system helps us prevent accidents and collisions and helps to better coordinate train traffic to other systems.
What kind of experience do you need to do this job?
Most of our dispatchers have a previous railroad experience. They've either worked for us or another railroad before taking this job. When they get here, it will be some on-the-job training. It takes about 7 or 8 weeks to get fully acclimated to being a trained dispatcher, and we'll provide that training here.
As you can see, this is a big job. So is protecting the Port of Long Beach. In the event of an emergency, the port will employ a business continuity plan to remain operational, and it recently put that plan to the test.
Southern California residents know that earthquakes are just a part of life, and most know what to do when they strike. But what would happen when a major quake strikes the Port of Long Beach?
One of the most important things, of course, is first recovery, but then business continuity. Port is such a significant enterprise here for not just the region, but also for goods movement internationally and through the nation. We take that very seriously. We realize that we live in an area where it's likely that we'll have an event, probably an earthquake event, and we want to be prepared to deal with that.
Which is why all port operations recently mobilized to take part in a vital disaster response drill. An inflatable shelter and multiple trailers combined to form a temporary command center, where port staff came together to respond to a simulated 6.9 magnitude quake and its expected effects. The exercise was a part of the port's long-standing comprehensive business continuity plan and a more than year-long coordinated effort by the incident management team. It even included a mock news conference that outlined the severity of the incident.
Unless it's safe, we're not going to reopen facilities, and we're trying to determine how safe the facilities are before we send our staff in there to work.
There's probably nothing more important than exercising. You can have plans and procedures, and if you don't practice them, it'll never really happen. Our responsibility here as a landlord port is to maintain the land and water infrastructure.
We have satellite communication, internet communication via satellite. We have the ability to totally manage an incident. We're self-contained here. We have generators, HVAC, food, water, so we can manage the incident right from here.
We've got trains, we've got roadways, and we've got navigable ways for the large vessels. We have terminal operators that are trying to operate and move the equipment. So a massive assessment is our first order of business, and then a restoration or workaround programs, that's what it's all about.
The Port of Long Beach moves $155 billion in cargo each year, and any interruption in the flow of goods is a direct threat to our economy, which is why the port also coordinates its efforts with the City of Long Beach's Emergency Operations Center, as well as Long Beach Fire and Police Departments.
This port touches every congressional district in the United States. 40% of all the goods in the United States come through this port complex.
The Port of Long Beach is committed to improving, updating, and testing its business continuity plan in order to minimize or eliminate potential cargo interruptions.
We feel we've come a long way to be able to keep the port operational, which is our goal. This is an economic powerhouse. We want to keep it that way.
It's estimated that a closure at the Long Beach and Los Angeles port complex could affect the economy to the tune of up to $1 billion per day. Keeping this vital link for international trade open for business is a top priority and a matter of national security. We'll see you after the break.